cooks, and she cooks really well. You know what I'm saying? Her conversation is sparkling and thought provoking. You know what I'm saying? And she's cool. She likes to dance and have all those kind of things. So she's that kind of woman. And so I think sometimes she gets a bad light just because she has her standards or makes things known. But man, she's certainly she's the type of person that can reciprocate incredible.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just ain't real. Real life street stars. Know what time it is.
Real life street stars, man. We got a situation here, man. Man, we got David C. Williams, man. Man, blessings first and foremost for coming on the couch, man.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Much respect as well, man. You know, you've been getting around. You were one of the first guys I knew to even make it out of the country, going to Canada and all kind of different places, man. And so big ups, bro, you know.
Hey, all around the world, same song.
I'm saying.
Man, for those that are deaf, dumb, stupid, living on the rock, man, you are going viral right now, you and LisaRaye. But before we even speak on that, go ahead, reintroduce yourself. Tell them who you are, what it is you do.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So David C. Williams, tech exec, award-winning tech exec, engineer of the year 2 times, tech team of the year back-to-back, best-selling author, patent-holding inventor, Dallas native.
Yeah.
Friend of Pimp C.
Yeah, hey, man, listen, we like to call him the Black Iron Man. Just said the Black Tony Stark, man. But we're going to get into that, man. For right now, man, I definitely want to touch on, you know, you are going viral at this moment. There's a picture right now that's circulating the internet going crazy. And we just needed context. I'm like, we know you. So we got to bring it in, man.
Yeah.
What we see is, you know, LisaRaye, what looks to be in like it looks to be like a wedding dress. You look very off the Bachelor market-esque. You know what I'm saying? Suited and booted like you always are, but look really suited and booted. And you know, she is holding a sign saying "off the market," and you're holding a sign saying "put a ring on it." So before we even get started, we gotta address the elephant in the room, or we gotta address the LisaRaye in the room, I guess. What is that, man? What's going on, man? Like, I mean, we're gonna talk about Queen's Court. I know you were actually on the show Queen's Court with her, and like you were a suitor of LisaRaye,
right?
And then a couple of months later, we see this picture going around where she's saying "off the market" or holding something off the market, and you're saying, and you got a sign that says "put a ring on it." So the world is curious. I mean, what's going on with this?
All right, okay. So first of all, man. Shout out to LisaRaye. And let me just say this real quick. So I think sometimes LisaRaye gets, you know, she's an amazing woman. I don't know if always she gets put in the right light. You know, LisaRaye is the kind of woman that if guys are thinking about marriage and that kind of stuff, the kind of woman you would imagine, the type of marriage you would imagine is what LisaRaye exudes. You know what I'm saying? She has like a timeless effervescence about herself. Like, you know, you think about, you know, when you come home, how you would want your home to be, or what you would like your wife to look like, or the types of conversations you'd like to have. You know, LisaRaye cooks, and she cooks really well. You know what I'm saying? Her conversation is sparkling and thought provoking. You know what I'm saying? And she's cool. She likes to dance and have all those kind of things. So she's that kind of woman. And so I think sometimes she gets a bad light just because she has her standards or makes things known. But man, she's certainly she's the type of person that can reciprocate incredible.
Oh, so that didn't answer the question at all.
No, it didn't. But the question, all right. So the picture that you see, man, you know, that post, LisaRaye and I have remained very cool even after the show. And, you know, she's been to Dallas and we've hung out in other places too. And that particular picture, she was in Dallas and we went to a wedding together. And so there were some celebrities and that kind of stuff there. And she wanted to take a picture. And so we took a picture, and those were the things that we were holding that we picked up to take the picture. And, you know, that was cool. And so that picture's probably from like a year ago. I don't post everything that I do. Okay. But I would say that I haven't popped the question. LisaRaye hasn't popped the balloon, and we both like popping champagne. So
Okay. I like that. With that being said, I mean, I'm just looking at some of the comments here, man. I mean, some people on it, man. They're like, man, I love this, man. What a perfect match. Congratulations.
I know,
Is what
yeah.
Let's see. I knew you was on the commercial for this. Like, how was it even seeing the comments where people are like congratulating you being off the market? Like, even maybe a lady in your life, was anyone surprised about that post? Were like, damn, David's off the market.
Well, I mean, I've had a lot of people call from, high school and, former jobs and stuff like that. It's fun, man. I think, even, LisaRaye and I and, her folks and all, we kind of, talked about it a little bit. But it's cool to see the positiveness, the positivity, how people, I think, are supportive of it. She's an incredible woman, and that's what's going to garner a lot of that type of support. There's some other comments, but, that's just the internet. And so,
no, I mean, it's all positive. I'm looking like, let's see, it says, please say you guys are a couple. Hearts. Yes. I felt you were good for her. Look at that. So these are women who was like, they're glad you're with her. And so let's do it like this, because I want to kind of talk about the history of your history with just of LisaRaye. Were you a fan of Players Club?
Yeah, absolutely. Who's not?
Yeah, who's not?
Right. Who's not?
It's funny because, Players Club back in the day, a lot of people saw what LisaRaye was. And a lot of people gravitated towards Diamond, but also other people gravitated towards the other girl. And they look at the world of what LisaRaye was and what she was to become. And then, of course, she goes on to do more stuff.
Correct.
But her love life has always been technically at one point under wraps, but then it was in the limelight of everywhere. So we have to speak on it because she did have a very, very public relationship with, I believe, the prince or the president or the king of Turks and Caicos.
Right.
And this is back before Turks and Caicos. This is before like Drake was going to Turks and Caicos.
Right.
And that relationship, of course, for what it was, it also unraveled as publicly as it started. Before I even speak on it, give me your take on just even with knowing Lisa and talking to her of just what that was, and just, again, her being able to say that she's the first lady of a whole country.
Yeah.
And then also losing it in such a public fashion.
Well, I mean, I think that, so first of all, right, she is a former first lady of a country, and I think her and Michelle Obama are the only two African-American women to do something like that in North America. So that's huge. And, reaching heights like that, it's going to be public. There's no way it's not going to be. But I think she's been very transparent about the whole deal, which kind of keeps the drama and noise down. People are going to have opinions about it. But that was a long time ago. And when you talk to her about it, she'll tell you straight up that, she's learned things from it. And that's the best thing that we can do, man, with the past is, you can enjoy the memories, learn from the lessons, and leave the rest of it alone. We got to keep living. So,
yeah, I was going to ask you that as far as, some women sometimes are scorned for life when it comes to such a public fallout to where, your man is actually stepping out with your friend.
Yeah.
And that you feel like you introduced them and then they're going on secret, endeavors. And it's
I don't get that from her, though. LisaRaye is like a very well-rounded person. You know what I'm saying? Like, even going through that dating show, that process, she still was very mature in how transparent and vulnerable and going through the process and trying to at least, give things a fair and, understanding of, who is for me and how am I for them and those types of things. Like, she took the whole experience real serious. And so, and even, beyond what you see on the camera, like, there was a lot of times we hung out and just vibed and, it was cool,
So if you don't mind, how did you yourself get involved in Queen's Court, and what was the setup of the show for those who haven't seen it? What was the setup of that show?
Sure. So there was 3 celebrity ladies, K. Michelle, LisaRaye, London Charles, also known as Delicious. There's 22 guys that are courting these 3 queens. and the 22 Kingsmen are being eliminated ever so often until there's a match. I made it to the end. I won't tell, I won't spoil the show. Watch it on NBC Peacock or Bravo. How I got involved, man, is I don't know how I got involved. I got a DM in Instagram, and I'm like, I thought it was fake. They hit me up again and said they were a casting company and they were asking me about this. So I went ahead and entertained a meeting. They had all these producers on there. They were talking like, we really, really want you on the show. I'm like, whatever, y'all gaslight me. You tell everybody this. But it turned out to be real. And I really didn't probably make up my mind till like the last week right before it. And my brother talked me into going.
Yeah, man, it's crazy because most people are scared to answer DMs like that. It seems so very scammish.
Yeah.
But something about it made you...
Well, they hit me up a couple of times and it came from like, a casting company and, all of that kind of stuff. And so I was like, okay, well, who are you? What are you? What is this? And yeah, it turned out to be real.
Were you already in the TV world, TV realm before that?
No, man, I think it just came from, I do a lot with youth and STEM. And so after winning those Engineer of the Year awards, I spent a lot of my time and money having solar robot workshops in underserved neighborhoods. And so by doing a lot of that and along with those tech awards, I think they got wind of me and were like, hey, we'd like you to be on this show.
So can I ask you an honest question in regards to just the ladies you mentioned? You got Delicious, you got K. Michelle, you got LisaRaye.
Yeah. And all of them are wonderful.
Yeah.
The way that they interact is totally different than what you would think from a persona. Like the conversations we have are so genuine and pure. Like, London Charles she's a Cinderella girl behind all of what you see.
Yeah.
K. Michelle is just as sweet as a cinnamon roll. Now, she gonna keep her a drink, you know what I'm saying? But she's an extremely sweet person if you get to know her, you know what I'm saying?
Did you have, again, off camera, did you personally, was it LisaRaye that would have your attention? Or was it K. Michelle you were vying for? Or was it London that you were vying for, if anything?
My God.
I gotta ask.
So, a couple guys tried to switch up in the middle of the show. It didn't go so well.
Right. No.
But, man, look, LisaRaye and I kind of hit it off from the very first time we interacted with each other. It was the conversations in the very beginning. Her father's name is David. My name is David. She's been through marriages and divorce. I have as well. We have some similar things. She's well traveled. I am as well. And so when we first sat out and started talking, it just kind of clicked, and it was real, effortless.
So again, I go back to the question of a woman scorned. When she did go through something more public than even probably K. Michelle and also London, as far as just what she went through. Two questions. Do you feel that she herself, again, without even saying anything, that she was probably she had guards put up? Did you feel that? And also, Do you feel like women do put up guards whenever they go through something like
Absolutely, man. Look, we're all human. Nobody wants to go through the same thing twice. You know what I'm saying? And so absolutely people have all the rationale in the world to be a little defensive about things like that. But over time, people heal. And LisaRaye's that kind of person. Like, she has got it out. She's talked about it. She's talked about it in interviews, but just in one-on-one conversations, she talks about it. And, is very transparent about this is that, and this is where I am, and it's that. And so it's almost hard to believe that Diamond, this hard exterior, but very precious person can be so vulnerable, can really be soft. Is it real? Is it fake? That's really who she is. Now, you can't do that with every single person in the world, but who she is, if you can get past all of that, persona part. Yeah. LisaRaye herself. Yeah, that's who she is. She's a really cool, sweet person.
Now, LisaRaye was one time going in regards, she had a rumor, not a rumor, but a stigma about her that she always wore white. Just always white. While filming, was she always mostly in white?
Oh man, not mostly, always in
Always
white.
in white.
And what's crazy is we were in a, it's a bunch of uncut scenes or hidden scenes that you guys didn't see. But we were on an ATV ride and we went through a thing of mud. And she still didn't get mud on her.
Angel.
I got mud on me. She didn't get mud. We're on the ATV together. She didn't get mud on her. I got mud on me. I'm just like, wow. But she's a professional at it, bro.
She's protected.
Yeah.
She's protected.
I think she has her own secret, process. Seriously, I think she won't tell, but I think she has her own secret process.
She's also, of course, family with the Brat, in which, of course, they've had, I think the world didn't even know until later that they let that out, as far as they even had their own, turmoil in their relationship as sisters. Did she ever speak on that, just even privately, as far as just, what that is to her, as far as not, maybe not being there or just wanting to not be there for a sister? Because I think they just brought a child into the world, as far as the Brat and her wife.
Yeah. So she did talk about the Brat, but it was all positive. And actually, I met the Brat while we were filming the show. So she came to one of the episodes and we hung out, met her daughter and all those kind of stuff. But no, I think her relationship with the Brat is, whatever there might have been at a specific moment in time, I think just lasted during that moment in time. LisaRaye is not the kind of person to carry baggage. That doesn't go well with white. That's not, that's not how it's really not how she operates. I mean, it's like either we have an issue and we're going to deal with this issue head on right now, or we don't have an issue at all.
I like that. And for you, being a part of this show, 22 men there, how was that experience for you, as far as just competing for something, having other men there? Did you come in with a game plan, or was it just natural? Some people come in with an idea of what it's going to be, and it turns out to be something different.
Yeah. I don't think I had a game plan. I went into the show saying, man, I really hope this is not a bunch of drama and some whack people that are trying to start a bunch of mess. I went into it saying that, I'm a very positive person. I'm allergic to negativity, so I have, I'm not going to engage in that kind of stuff. And I didn't know if I was going to stay the whole time. That was probably my thoughts going in. The process, though, look, it was incredible, man. It was 100 people in a production set, you know what I'm saying, in the crew. And so going through all of that was a once-in-a-lifetime kind of experience. The way that they handle those productions, events and operate through all of that was really cool. They did a lot of separating the celebrities from the guys and that kind of stuff. But over time, man, you build relationships. The guys and the girls want to talk, so.
Did there was a lot of successful black men there?
There were.
Did you make any connections as far as network? Because your network is already big, but there's a lot of guys there that probably opened up the network even more. That hey,
oh yeah,
when this show ends, we got a link.
Absolutely, and we still do. all the guys call themselves Kingsmen. You can kind of go. We even have T-shirts. You can get them at kingsmen.com. But there's restaurateurs, there's guys that have their own beers, there's guys that do taxes, engineers, software, all sorts of guys, and so, yeah, there's no drama between at least, that half of the guys we still keep together, and it's real cool. It's a brotherhood, actually, which is, I think, one of the things that we should see more images of on TV, which is, people of color, we don't have to always argue and fight each other just to make TV. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. If there was a season 2 of Queen's Court, and they had to pick 3 other women, bachelorettes, let's just say, who would you like to see possibly in let's say a second season of 3 new women?
Wow.
If you could just throw 3 out there, if you don't mind.
Wow. Well, maybe, season 2 already happened, so season 3 would be the next one. Yep. And maybe for season 3, what they should do is get 3 kings and then run it back. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's how.
It's always interesting because most times in reality shows, and again, this goes back to Flavor of Love, I Love New York, Radio, all these shows, and The Bachelorette and The Bachelor, is normally a show where you watch women vying for a man. It is interesting to see a woman being 20 men vying for one woman's love.
Right.
It is an interesting situation like that. What are your thoughts to that, to those men who say women are put on this earth to serve men in servitude, and look at these guys out here vying for one woman's heart? Like it looks a little, the other way around.
Yeah. Look, man, it's 2025. Okay. Yes, I think that, having gender roles or role responsibility and all that kind of stuff helps in relationships and organizing and keeping stuff going. But man, people gonna be people. You know what I'm saying? How she feels and, how much swag you got to attract her or not, I think you got to put those cards on the table first to even see what are we talking about? Are you the person that's for her to be leading? You know what I'm saying? Right. Or is she somebody that likes your direction and she wants to be led in that direction? Like, there's a whole lot of that has to get solved for first. And I saw a lot of that in the show where guys were buying gifts for some of the queens. And it's like, well, I don't know if you've taken the time to think through whether she even likes that kind of gift or not. All of these things got to happen before we even start talking about who's on first and what's on second. Do we even like each other?
Come on now.
Yeah.
So I have to ask then, and again, not a lot of men get to be in the presence of these caliber level of women. If you were to give some advice to a young man who does approach a woman who has, a name for herself, status, and maybe she has more than you.
Yeah.
What advice could you give a man who is vying for someone that maybe is above them?
Probably. Yeah. Probably a couple of things, man. So one is, I think every guy should walk out of the house every day liking their chances. Don't shoot yourself in the foot, man. Like your chances, like who you are, get to know yourself and embody all of that. You know what I'm saying? I am a guy that can talk a lot of technical and business stuff, but at the same time, I can, shoot the breeze with you and, you ain't said nothing slick to a can of oil, et cetera, et cetera. I think the other thing is, don't assume that just because she's a celebrity or works in that industry that she's stuck on herself or that she's some typecast or whatever. Let that be that. Get to know who's in front of you. Talk to them. The way LisaRaye may talk on interviews is not the conversations that she and I have. So, work in that space and don't, get in your head and think about, what was said on TMZ. Talk to the person that's in front of you.
Yeah, that's some very good advice, because I know some people that's like, okay, I don't know what to say, so let me just talk about something she said on TMZ or interview.
No, I'm not doing any research on somebody. I'm not. No, are you serious? Like, what do you want me to know about you? Okay. Like, let's get to that part.
There you go. Do you see yourself back in front of the camera doing something else, even outside of Queen's Court, as far as any other reality type shows? Are you open to the idea of doing anything else, maybe even other dating shows?
Nah. Nah. I mean, look, it was a great experience. I don't foresee myself doing dating shows. It would have to be something really unique or, compelling. In front of the camera, who knows? I do believe that my biggest inspiration in the tech space was a guy named Granville T. Woods. This guy's a black man who fought to get patents. He went to court and fought Thomas Edison, beat him twice. He invented all sorts of things, mobile technology, but they don't talk about him in schools. And so I wanted to go accomplish these kinds of things so that I could go back and show other kids, if I can do this, you can too. And so me in the television space, maybe if there's opportunities to show more examples to youth that you don't have to not be who you are, you don't have to give up your swag, and you can still go make meaningful contributions to society.
Yeah, that's real. That's some of the real stuff because, again, I see you in these tech meetings. You come as you are. Not only if you're dapper, but you also come as you are and you're accepted as you are within the space. So no, thank you for that.
Yeah, a lot of times, man, even in corporate America, you know what I'm saying, they would, kind of trip sometimes on the tennis shoes, but I wear crazy tennis shoes because when I'm in schools, the kids are like, what are those? Exactly. Sit down, listen, here we go.
I got your attention.
Exactly.
Conversation started.
Exactly.
There you go. Now the post itself has done how many is past 1 million now? Is it impressions?
I think all in, yeah, something like that. It ran. And I just checked it. I was surprised. I saw it. I didn't post it on TikTok. I saw it on TikTok. It was like, I don't know, getting close to 1 million or something.
A lot of men has vied for LisaRaye's attention, let alone to be in the same room and being in the picture saying off the market. So you shot past a lot of situations. They're wondering. I'm sure the guys are wondering, who is he? And then the women are wondering, who is he? Like so I'm sure they're like, what the hell is going on? But also, there's a song under that's playing. I want
Yeah.
That's a dope track. Yeah, what is that?
So I write music, man, and so that song is a song called outlawslove.com. And I'll be listen, man, that song it's a really cool song. A guy named Madaku Chinwa, who's a Grammy award-winning producer, made it.
Shout out Madaku.
I would say that song kind of embodies LisaRaye, man. It's a badass song. You should check it out.
Definitely. Is it we can Spotify it? Or?
Yeah. It's on Apple Music, Spotify, all that, yeah.
Most definitely, man. Well, I'm glad, again, the moment I saw the picture, I said, we got to get you in because I know I didn't get a memo to go to no wedding. I ain't getting no advice. I ain't getting no text or nothing.
I'm gonna call you, bro. I'm gonna call you, man. I'm gonna hit you up once. Like I said, I haven't popped the question. She hasn't popped the balloon.
Come on,
we still love popping bottles. So
let's go, man. I love it, man. Well, with that being said, man, now that people might be tapped into who you are face-wise, let's get them into what you do, man. If you don't mind, let us know as far as everything that you social media, but also everything that you kind of put out there. And I see you brought
Absolutely. So yeah, man, you can get at me, David Chris Global on Instagram or TikTok, David C. Williams on LinkedIn. I'm still working in a lot of tech and also helping a lot of kids over the journeys, man. It's been a wonderful ride. Got a best-selling book, went best-selling on Amazon a few times and was featured in DCEO magazine on the innovation issue. It's one of the innovators in North Texas. So it's been a heck of a journey, brother. I'm still doing a lot of things. We got a podcast, One Stop Podcast in Dallas, Texas. It's been doing a lot of really good numbers there. We've been bringing a lot of folks in and working with some other small business owners. Shout out to Glitz Optical. That's the only place I get my shades from.
Let's go.
Yep, absolutely. Supporting a female black entrepreneur. So, absolutely.
Hey, hold on that book one more time, if you don't mind.
Yeah, man. Business model.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah, this book, it encapsulates from my father's suicide when I was 8 to me winning the Engineer of the Year award in 2021 for work I did so people could work from home during the pandemic.
Man, that's beautiful. That's a testimony, man. And this is just the beginning. Hopefully we'll have you back to kind of go through your whole story because even me personally, I know you have a story of many facets. You're a man of many facets.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So we definitely got to go back through there. But I definitely thank you for coming in, just blessing us with your time, man. I got to appreciate
Absolutely.
You, man. So I got to say it, man.
And you know what? Listen, we got to get some UGK stories, man. I hear a lot of Pimp C stories sometimes, man. But I'm going to give you some unique ones.
Please come back.
Some that haven't been told.
We got to talk about it because I know you. I know you know.
Like here's a quick tidbit. Like Pimp C's code used to be 33. So when you hit him, or if he hits you, you see code 33, and you know that's who it is.
Oh, that damn. So hold on. Who would all know that?
Very close people. So Tony Dorsett was his favorite player, 33.
Oh. There you go. Yeah. So you got to know that.
We're going to talk about
We're going to talk about that, man. All right, man. Well, hey, there you go, man. Again, like I said, man of many facets, man, is David C. Please, we have to thank you for coming through and blessing us on the couch, man. We got to say it. You are a real life street star, man. I salute you, man. For real.
Likewise.
Let's go.
Shout out Reallyfe street stars, nigga. Move it. Hey.